Alright, mainstream Mizarks. I thought you was going to do it, so here it is. Before we get started, I'm answering your questions. Before we get started, you got to read this sweet shirt I've got. It says, I've got tiger blood and Adonis DNA. And it's safe to say that I am winning. Duh. Anyway, I won't waste any time. So I'm going to get right into it. Stetson Tate writes, which do you prefer, face or heel? I prefer working face because, for one, I sell more gimmicks and make more money. And two, I've been told by a lot of guys that my strongest point is selling, and that means I can take an ass kicking like no other and get the crowd behind me. I don't know what I do or how I do it, but every town I go to, every town I wrestle in front of, every crowd I wrestle in front of, they just latch onto me if I'm a babyface, because for some reason when I'm getting my ass kicked, I make it look like I'm getting my ass kicked, and sometimes I really am getting my ass kicked. So the crowd gets behind me and they want to see me. Come make that big comeback and beat that heel, after he's been beating my ass the whole match, So I prefer working face for money, and because I'm better at the babyface. Don't get me wrong, I love going out there and bad mouthing people, but I mean, anybody can do that. Heels don't make money anyway. Who wants to buy a Heels t-shirt, or who wants to buy a Heels t-shirt or video or pictures or whatever they got? Only people who do that is WWE guys. I'm going to the next one. RJH11705. If you could go back and change one thing in your life, what would it be? Well, this may sound cliche, but I wouldn't change a damn thing, because if I had the chance, I wouldn't be here today. And I mean that because I would have taken another path, and the path that I'm on right now is the path that I want to be on. I wouldn't change a thing, because I would not be doing what I love to do right now if I went back and changed something like played college, played high school ball, played college baseball, maybe I got signed to AAA baseball, and then I made it to the major leagues, because that's my dream. I still love baseball. Go Braves. If I would have done that, if that's one thing, I would go back and change that, but it wouldn't lead me to my destiny, and my destiny is getting that contract with World Wrestling Entertainment, because that's where I want to be, and that's the path that I'm on right now. So, good question, by the way. She's also got another question. When you were a kid and you went to wrestling shows, what got your heart pumping the most? What got you excited the most? I'm going to just say the whole package, the whole total package of it, not Lex Luger, but the whole package of it. I mean, when I was sitting there, when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, my dad would take me to these wrestling matches, and just the first guy that came out, and the first match, from the first match to the last match, I was just so excited just to see these guys. And it's just, and at local shows, when you're a kid, man, these guys, they look like superheroes on TV, but when you're a kid, like when I was, and you see these guys in person, and they look, you're up close and personal with them, and they look like superheroes. And I can tell you this right now. When I was sitting in that crowd with my dad, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, whatever it was, all I could think about is, I'm going to be there one day. I'm going to be in that ring one day. That's all I can think about. And that's crazy to say that, but I said it when I was 8 or 9 years old, and by God, I'm doing it right now. So, if you set your mind to it, you can do it, folks. I'm telling you. And I'm speaking from personal experience. B-Smith6109 writes, since you were in a 6-man tag match at the last UCW show, obviously he was there. Great show, by the way. Biggest crowd we've ever had at the UCW arena in Hartford, Kentucky. Since you were in a 6-man tag match at the last show, what is your favorite tag match of all time? The first one that comes to mind when I read this is the 1999 ladder match between the Hardys and Edge and Christian. That match catapulted all four of their careers, and it as a fan and as a guy, or as a kid, I should say, because 1999, I was a kid. As a kid, that made me want to wrestle. That made me want, I already wanted to be a wrestler, but that made me say, hey, these guys are these guys, they're not very big, but damn it, they're out there doing it. They're taking big bumps, and they're having this is the greatest match I've ever seen in my life. When I was watching it, I was like, I can do that. So the Edge and Christian Hardys, I forgot what was hanging up, like $100,000 or something like that. But the tag team match between the Edge and Christian and the Hardys at whatever they wrestled pay-per-view, No Mercy, I think it was. That's my favorite tag match of all time. I've got plenty more, but that's the first one that came to mind when I read this. Same guy writes, I have two little boys who like wrestling. What advice would you give them? First and foremost, I would say go to college, get an education. I don't know how old your boys are, but get them to college, get them an education, get a degree. Because if they're serious about being a wrestler and they want to do it full time, and they want to devote their life to it like I have, get an education. Because if it don't, getting to WWE the odds are very slim. And I have a better shot than most people. But the odds of the average person doing it in WWE is very slim. So get an education. Have something to fall back on. Yeah, do the wrestling thing. Do what you want, but have something to fall back on. Get an education. And then if you're serious about doing it, find a school. Find a credible school to go to. Like Harley Race's school is in St. Louis. That's a great one to go to. Booker T's school down in Houston, Texas is a great one to go to. I Believe in Wrestling in Orlando is a good one to go to. What's the other one? FCW, WWE's developmental system in Tampa, Florida. That's the best one to go to because you're already there. And if you're already there training, it gives you that much better of an opportunity to get noticed and signed by WWE. So, he's got another question. Other than wrestling, what do you like to do? As you can tell, you can't really tell. I try to go to the gym and exercise, and I used to be really big into it, and I'm starting to get back into the groove of it, trying to go more often. But I like to exercise. I like to watch old wrestling DVDs or on the internet, whatever. I like to study pro wrestling as much as I can. I like to learn. I like to keep learning because a wise man once told me, when you stop learning, it's the day you need to get out of the business, because you learn something every time you go to a match, every time you have a match, every time you're in an arena, every time you meet somebody, every time you talk to a wrestler, you learn something new. I'm a big movie buff too. Not a buff bagel, but I'm a movie buff. I love watching movies, old or new. I love comedy movies. I just, that's my favorite genre. Like movies, not a real big gamer, but if I play, it's PlayStation or Xbox. I like baseball games, basketball, football, and basically all the sports games besides hockey and soccer. And NASCAR's okay, and of course wrestling and UFC. So, how much time we got left? How many questions was that? I think that was 5. That was 6, I think. I got 7 questions, so I got time to answer this last one. What do you feel more at home doing, singles or tag team? That's an easy one. Well, actually, it's not. Singles, I like it because it's just one-on-one. It's just you and the other guy out there, and you're performing, and you're getting all the glory. Tag, I like it because you can tell a better story with 4 guys rather than 2 guys, because you got 4 guys in there telling a story rather than 2 guys telling a story. I like doing singles, and I like doing tag. So I like both equally. So I think that was 7 questions. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. Really had fun doing this. I hope you enjoy the video, and trust me, there's more to come, more videos to come. Not only these Ask Mainstream segments, but more videos to come. So right now is about the time to sign out. I got Tiger blood and Adonis DNA, and I'm winning. And Mainstream is out. Stay cool. Love you guys.